Welcome to the north of Germany and the area of Hamburg. We're here today with a new Volkswagen Polo. This Polo is the 6th generation of the car and it is the first Volkswagen that features the new MQB A0 platform, and that gives us some extras. One thing is the car really increases in size, but on top of this, now it features most of the brand new driver assistant and safety systems as well. What else it offers and how it drives, let's find out now. The reason for the completely new look of the fresh Polo is the size, the measurements, because they completely change. This new car here is about 7 centimeters wider than the predecessor, and while doing this it's also about 7 millimeters lower, and this gives the car a completely new dimension and shape, and that really makes the car look a lot more solidly on the road. On top of this, we find more crisp, more precise lines at the car, and that really makes the look a lot more fresh. And to underline the width of the car, we find loads of horizontal lines here at the front, and that really pushes the car a lot. The headlights of the new Polo unfortunately are still coming with halogen bulbs, but now you can order full LED lights, but you have to pay for them because that's an extra option. The only thing that comes as standard with LED technology is the daytime running light. And now let's have a look at the side. The first thing that catches my eyes when I look at the side of the car are these beautiful 17-inch wheels, but unfortunately they are not standard, because as standard the Polo comes with 14-inch wheels. Of course you can order actually up to 17-inch wheels, but you have to pay extra. Later, when the new Polo GTI arrives, they will offer an 18-inch wheel as well. But when you look at the whole shape of the car, you will see that really looks completely different, and that has the same reason as with the front, because that car has grown in length by 81 millimeter, and very important, the wheelbase is grown by 92, and that really makes the car look completely different, a lot more dynamic. Of course, these 7 centimeters extra in width benefiting the car regarding to the look from the rear as well, and this is something you can really see very well here down here at the rear bumper. The car stands a lot more solid on the road from the rear as well. That really gives the car the extra sporty look. A very nice design feature at the rear is, as I think, this line here, because that boot lid really runs around the taillights, and I think that really benefits the car. Very important regarding to the taillight, you can now have them with LED technology, but it doesn't come as standard. But when we talk about the boot lid, let's have a closer look inside. As everything at the new Polo, of course, the boot size capacity increases a lot. This car now features 351 liter of boot size with the rear seats up. That's 71 liter more than the predecessor. And very important, that's 29 less than an actual Golf. If you fold down the rear seats, that increases up to 1,125 liters. There are different gearboxes available for the new Polo, depending on the model and the engine, and these are either a 5 or 6 speed manual gearbox or a 6 or 7 speed DSG gearbox. Our Polo features the 1 liter 3-cylinder petrol engine, the turbocharged engine with 95 horsepower, and that is combined here with a 7-speed DSG, and I think this really is a perfect package for a day-to-day Polo, because you have enough power to drive the car a bit more sporty, and on the other side it's quite fuel efficient, because we're driving the car with less than 5 liters per 100 kilometers driven at the moment. So I think it's an absolutely perfect match. When the Polo arrives at the dealers, they offer 3 different 1 liter 3-cylinder petrol engines for the car. They feature either 65, 75 or 95 horsepower. Very important, the 95 horsepower version is the only one which is turbocharged. Later there will be 6 extra engines coming, and they offer power range between 80 up to 200 horsepower, which then is the new GTI. In this range there are 2 very interesting engines, and about them we talk with an expert.
The topics are 2 special new engines. It's a 1.5 4-cylinder TSI engine with 110 kilowatts, so 150 horsepower, and an active cylinder management, so it's a very efficiency engine known from the Golf, and also a new 1.0 TSI 3-cylinder engine with natural gas. It runs bivalent, so it runs with a 13 kilo gas tanks underfloor and also with a 40 liters TSI tank, so the customer can use both tanks for a range over 1,000 kilometers.
The interior of the Polo has changed a lot, and I think in two different ways. One is regarding to the size, because the car has grown a lot, and this is something you can really feel at the interior as well. You have a lot more legroom, a lot more space at the shoulders. It's more spacious, more comfortable. This is something I really like. And very important, the car is more modern. We find loads of new technology inside of the car. One thing is you can now order for the very first time the so-called active info display for your Polo, which gives you a full digital cockpit that you can configure the way you want. For instance, you can have a full-size sat-nav view in here. That really makes driving a lot more easy. What I really like is that the whole car looks very fresh and modern at the interior as well. And one thing Volkswagen is now doing to give this an extra kick is you find the exterior color of the car, if you want, at the interior as well. Here at the door panels, at the dashboards, and as well at the center console. And this is something that really makes the car a lot more younger and fresh. Our test car doesn't feature the new active info display, but we do have this standard instrument cluster here, and that really works perfectly. It's absolutely crystal clear to read from it. It's combined with a small display which offers you extra information like travel information or sat-nav information or something like it, and that really works perfectly. So if you don't want to spend the extra cash for the new full digital cockpit, there's nothing wrong not buying it. The interior of the Polo really looks high class, and this is also regarding to how the materials look like. Of course, we do find some soft touch materials like here at the dashboard, but we also do find some plastic here, for instance, at the door panels. But I think if it's manufactured like this, that's absolutely fine for a car of that segment. The Polo offers a big variety of driver assistance and safety systems, but as standard it comes with the, I think, very important city emergency braking system, which also recognizes pedestrians, because that really makes your drive safer. But you can have a lot more. I think there is nearly nothing you can't order for the Polo. If it is a rear cross traffic alert, or if you want adaptive cruise control, you will find nearly everything in this extra list, but you have to pay for it. But it means on the other hand, you can make your personal Polo extremely comfortable and extremely safe as well. That was our test drive with a brand new Volkswagen Polo from Hamburg here in North Germany. And I really have to say the Polo really grows up, and growing up means one thing: you're growing, and this car really grows a lot. That is something that you feel as a driver, co-driver, and as well as a passenger. And very important, the boot size really dramatically has increased, so that's a real plus for the new Polo. And then when you see the new dimension, that really is something that helps you driving the car as well, because the car sits so solidly on the road now, because it's 7 centimeters wider than before, and it's a lot more comfortable, especially on bumpy roads, because it's about 8 centimeters longer, and the wheelbase has increased by 9 centimeters. So that really gives the car a more comfortable ride. And then when it comes to the colors and trim levels, we have different trim levels and a big variety of colors, which now you can find at the interior of the car if you want, and that really lifts the style of the car tremendously. And this package offers you the opportunity to make your personal Polo, so you really have your individual car. If you want, with all these packages together, you can really build the Polo you want to drive.